Welcome to the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast. I am your host, Pete Tidwell, bakery business coach at the Mighty Baker. Join me as I share my knowledge and expertise on essential topics for running a successful bakery business. Each week, I will provide tips and strategies on time management, marketing management, and mindset management. In addition, I will be interviewing other bakery entrepreneurs to provide listeners with valuable insights and inspiration. Don't forget to join the Mighty Baker Business Circle Facebook group for a community of bakery and small food business entrepreneurs to connect and share knowledge. Tune in and let me be your guide on your journey to bakery business success. So come on and let's jump right in the mixing bowl and see what is being mixed up and discussed in this week's episode of the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Pete Tidwell with the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast, and this is episode 44, From Failure to Fuel. I am so excited for this episode because this is such a superpower when it comes to being an entrepreneur and being a business owner. It's learning how to take your failures and your setbacks and turning those into fuel for your business growth and for your individual growth as well. And this is an area that has been a big passion of mine, and I'm really excited to talk about this because this is where you can truly have some true growth in your business. A lot of times people get hung up on things that don't go well in their business and comparing with other people and all those kind of things. But really, when it all comes down to it, what you have that's the most valuable is you taking action towards your goals and having things not go the way that you have them planned. And for the most part, things don't go exactly the way that you want them to. If they did, then life would be easy, business would be easy, and I wouldn't be here recording this podcast today. But that is the place I want to talk about today. And we're going to discuss today different ways that you can learn from your failures, use them as motivation, and also keep moving forward toward your goals, even though things change, things move, things don't go the way that you want them to. It's kind of interesting. My journey as a business owner has been about 10 years long, and it's been a very interesting one because I've started different businesses, started different things, and then had things have to change, have to pivot, have to learn from failures and setbacks to be able to move and pivot in different directions. And there are many times over the last 10 years that I've just wanted to give up, throw in the towel, be completely done. But I've continued moving on and moving through those failures. Sometimes it's been very hard. Sometimes it's been easier than others. But I just want to share a few experiences and maybe a few tools that can hopefully help you as you are trying to grow your bakery business and grow it into something that you are proud of and that you're excited about and having fun. Use failures and setbacks as a challenge. And I have tended to look more towards failures and setbacks toward the best opportunities in my business. And we're going to jump right into this and talk about this for a few minutes. So, number one is learning from your failures. You know, in the bakery business, in any business for that matter, there are a lot of common setbacks in a bakery business, and all of them are learning opportunities. Whether it is a quality issue, whether it is a supply chain disruption, pricing, competition, consumer trends, financial challenges, staffing challenges, and more. There's so many different things that can happen that are completely out of your control. And I think that's an important thing to make sure that you distinct in your business is the majority of the things that go wrong or could be considered a setback. A lot of these things that I just listed, those kind of things are out of your control. where when you get into other things in your business, you're taking action towards something. And a lot of that's not out of your control as well. But what is in your control that you need to remember is you are the one that needs to take action towards your business goals. Okay? You are the one that takes the action towards the business goal and then putting it out there. And then the circumstances out there are all out of your control, and you just kind of have to see. It's like a science experiment. It's putting together your best guess with your current information that you have and putting it out there to the market, putting it out there, putting yourself out there, your product out there, and see what happens. And then collect all the information, all the data points, bring them back home, and learn from that experience. How did it go? Did people like the desserts? Did they like the pricing? What were the things that went well? What were the things that didn't go well? It's all just a huge series of hypotheses, and science experiments. It's all a series of experimenting, learning, implementing, pivoting, reinventing, and going back in there. And it's kind of an interesting area. And I really, really like that switch from a mindset standpoint because, when you have a failure or a setback, you have two choices, in my opinion. Your two choices are when you fail or have a setback, you can either A, give up and beat yourself up about it, or you can use it for your strength. Those are kind of pretty much your only choices. And there's been many times in my business journey over the last 10 years that I have caught myself in the first thing that I mentioned, just beating myself up about something that I didn't do right or how I can't believe that didn't work. And then making that mean something about myself as a business owner. Whereas a lot of times, pretty much most of the time, it's something that's out of your control that you then have to fine tune what you're trying to launch or what you're trying to do. So use that data, use that for your strength. Don't get caught in the trap of beating yourself up about something that didn't go right in your business. And it is very important from that standpoint to try as hard as you can to have and maintain a positive attitude and use those failures as fuel to push through those challenges. Because each of those setbacks are an opportunity for you to grow, and that's not only personally, but also for your business as well. All those are opportunities. And there's a mindset shift that has to happen as you're turning those failures into opportunities, because our brain automatically, when we have a failure, very close, like very, very quickly goes into beating yourself up about it and having different thoughts about it. But if we can shift that mindset, and you can use coaching with this, you can use like being able to like jot down all your frustrations so that you can know and see your learnings from your different opportunities. That's often something that I do in order to identify the opportunities from a failure. Is number one, recognizing that it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. Number two, writing it down, talking about it, recognizing and being aware of what didn't go right, and what are the things that you can learn from it. How can you fine tune what you're trying to launch into the market, whether it's a recipe, whether it's a promotion, whether it's a brand new bakery concept, whatever it may be. Shifting that mindset and looking and being able to identify the opportunities from that failure. And it's interesting, over the years, I've had a lot of experiences that I've had to make pivots in my business. The one that I'll share quickly is in 2020, I opened this brand new business, January 2020. I had spent the previous couple years building out the business plan, saving money, planning out the kitchen, all those kind of things. And then I opened my business January 2020, And then February, March, COVID hit in 2020, completely unexpected. And I had to completely pivot. And that was a huge setback for my business. But I was able to look at that and say, okay, this is all out of my control. How can I actually change my business and pivot things? So we started doing home delivery of our do-it-yourself cake decorating kits, because what business that I opened was a do-it-yourself cake and cupcake decorating studio. And, with COVID, we couldn't have people inside of our business. So we had to pivot and change and use that setback, that opportunity. That setback turned into an opportunity to shift and pivot and move and experiment something else in our business to see if it would work. It did work, thank goodness, but we had to continue pivoting and changing that a little bit. And I think that, I think the thing that is the hugest thing for me, as I was thinking about this for my episode today, is moving forward after setbacks and failures is not an easy thing to do, but if you're going to jump into being an entrepreneur and a business owner, this is a superpower that you need to develop. And it's going to take some time to develop this. You're not going to be perfect at it. I'm not perfect at it still. I'm much better at it than I used to be. But I believe this is the true superpower of an entrepreneur. The importance of building that resilience and perseverance in your business as a business owner through failures and through setbacks, that you can bounce back after those setbacks and you can continue to grow your business and grow your life and grow your mindset so that you can stay focused on your long-term goals and continuing to make progress after a setback. It was interesting as I was prepping for this episode, I was thinking of a movie that I saw recently that really connects with this, actually, and it's actually kind of funny. I don't know if any of you out there are big Marvel fans. I'm a big Marvel fan, so I went and saw the new Ant-Man Quantumania movie, and it was bizarre, as always, with Ant-Man movies. They're very kind of bizarre, more comic booky. I appreciated it. I know a lot of people had mixed feelings on the movie, but anyway, I enjoyed the movie. It was very great, shared a lot of pieces in the story and overall Marvel universe that I really appreciated being able to learn. But the scene that I want to share, if you haven't seen the movie, I apologize. But if you have seen it, you can probably find a video online of this if you don't want to actually go see the movie. But there's this scene when Ant-Man is inside the quantum realm and he has to go in there and get something. And when he's there, he's told before he goes that he needs to stay focused and that it's going to get distracting when he gets in there. And when he gets inside, he all of a sudden multiplies into multiple versions of himself. And a lot of them are past versions of himself, different memories, different experiences, failures, setbacks, all the things, right? And it's kind of an interesting scene, but he ends up multiplying into just thousands of him. And he then starts being overtaken by all of these past versions of himself. And he has to battle and communicate and reason with all of these past versions of himself. And eventually, he's like almost being taken over by all these past versions of himself. This is how I saw it. And what he decides to do and what he is able to do is he is able to immobilize all of them to help him accomplish the thing that he needed to do. And even though some of those versions may not believe in what he is doing and may not agree with him, he was able to immobilize those. And I really, really liked that because as I was watching this and I was thinking of this episode, I was thinking of all of the failures, all of the setbacks that each of us have, and all of those past experiences that we have in our lives, in our business. They are all there as learning experiences and learning opportunities to bolster ourselves up in hard times when we have future failures, when we have future setbacks, we can not beat ourselves up, but we can reframe it in our mind, and we can use our past experiences, failures, and successes, as well as setbacks, and all those learnings. Those are all a foundation of who you are and how far you have come. And we can be victims of our own thoughts and feel buried by them. And we can use our past as strengths as well. And that's what I want to propose to you today. In this movie, at one point, he felt buried. He felt in a very negative place where he was ready to give up. He was at his lowest point. And there's been so many times in my business journey when I've been at these low points where I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I can't do this anymore. It's too much. But in those times, I always find one little glimmer of hope, one little thing that I'm like, no, I am not giving up because I have put so much work into my business. This is not how I'm going out. This is not how my story ends. And I'm going to own this, and I'm going to overcome and realize my power and team all of my past experiences, all of my past failures, successes, setbacks, learnings, weaknesses, strengths, all those things. I'm going to team them up all together as a business owner, and I'm going to help and encourage myself to move through that failure, to learn and come out on the other side. And that's what I want to propose to all of you, is that in your business, anything that does not go right in your business, whether it's a failure or setback, is fuel for you to propel your bakery business forward. The way that we're able to propel our bakery business forward, or any business for that matter, is by taking action and by learning from the failures that we have and using them as motivation and turning them back into opportunities. You can then keep pushing forward towards your goals. And remember also, too, that the setbacks and the failures, like, they're inevitable. You want to be failing. You want to be having things not go your way because those are valuable opportunities. Like I said in the beginning of this episode, if it was easy, if it was just as simple as pie to grow a bakery business, everybody would do it, and I wouldn't be here talking about it on my podcast. I've done this for quite a few years, and it's been such an interesting opportunity to see all the experiments. I was talking about this the other day with a friend, that I have just been experimenting with my business for so many years and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And all of these experiences have been a catalyst for growth and success. And sometimes success looks different for people. Success could be money. Success could be other things. Success for me is how I feel on a daily basis, how I feel about myself, and how I feel about the resilience and the perseverance and the strength that I have to move forward, even though things don't work the way that I want them to. And that I can continue to push forward, and I continue taking action, and can continue moving forward towards my goals. And I know that that's the way. That is the way. The only people that you see out there that are successful, sometimes we just see the nice side. Sometimes we just see the success. But deep down underneath those successes, every single person has had their own journey through failure and setbacks to get there. So what's your journey going to look like? How are you going to show up in the face of failure and setbacks? Well, one way that I have helped myself through this is coaching. And if you are a bakery business owner out there and you want a coach to help you through in your business, go find a coach. It doesn't even have to be me. Go find a life coach, a business coach, somebody out there that can help you with your mind and your brain and how you deal with failure in your business so that you can help shift those failures and setbacks into opportunities so that you can take ownership of your own life and of your business and be in the driver's seat of your business. That's what you want. You don't want your business to be dictating everything in your life. You want to be able to come to it and say, hey, this is my business. I'm going to make choices in my business, and if it doesn't go the way that I want them to, that's okay. I'm going to learn from them and continue moving forward. And I just want to leave that as an invitation for all of you to, next time you have a failure or setback in your business, to get out a piece of paper, write down what the failure was, how did it make you feel, what thoughts come up for you when you had that failure, and everything about it. What went well? What didn't go well? And then go through that note and circle a few things. Circle a few things of things that you can learn, things that you can shift and change, and then go back and try it again in your business. Shift it, change it. Like I said earlier, it's a science experiment. Change up your hypothesis, go out and test it, get the data, figure out what works, and then move back and use that. Use that as your superpower as a business owner. It's using the failures to fuel the success of your bakery and to propel your bakery business and your life forward. Anyway, hope you all have an amazing day. Hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. And as a reminder, I'll say this in my conclusion as well, but go join the Facebook group that I started. It's called the Mighty Baker Business Circle Facebook group. Go join it because it's a group that I want to start really providing value in there. We're going to start pushing a lot more people in there. So go join it. Come join the fun. Come join the conversation and have a wonderful week in your bakery business. And remember, failure and setbacks are fuel for your business, and they're not there to bring you down or put you down. They are fuel to help you become the mightiest version of yourself and help you be the CEO of your business and your life. Have a wonderful day. See ya. Thanks for tuning in to the Mighty Baker Business Circle podcast. Join the Mighty Baker Business Circle Facebook group to connect with other bakery and small food business entrepreneurs and access exclusive resources and support. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform to help us improve and reach more listeners. Don't hesitate to reach out to us on social media or through our website if you have any questions or feedback. Keep baking, stay inspired, and see you on the next episode.